Hi, welcome to the NCA Fitness Works video series. My name's Lynn, I'm one of the physios in occupational health at the Northern Care Alliance. This video is aimed at people who mainly work at a desk and who are at risk of developing lower back pain and other musculoskeletal disorders. As with any exercise programme, only do what you feel comfortable and ask a professional if you're not sure if you should be doing it. It's not normal to feel sharp pains when you're exercising, but a bit of discomfort or mild aching is normal, and just keep trying to push through. Okay, let's get started.
We're going to start with pelvic tilt. We have two variations of this exercise for you. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Pull your belly button towards your spine and clench your buttock muscles to roll the tailbone up off the floor. Most of the effort should come from your abdominal and buttock muscles. Your lower back should press firmly into the floor. Relax and repeat. A good alternative is to perform this in sitting. This is also an easy option to practice during your working day. Sit in a chair with your hands on your hips. Round your shoulders and upper back, slouching to sit through your tailbone. Roll up onto your seat bones, opening up your chest and bringing your shoulders back and down. Repeat as regularly as comfortable. This exercise works on your core muscles of your stomach and buttocks and gives the back muscles a nice gentle stretch. Next, we're going to do knee rolls. Once again, we have two variations of this exercise for you. Starting on the floor, lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. Keeping your shoulders flat on the floor, roll both knees out to one side. Hold this position for a few seconds. You may feel the stretch in your hips as well as your lower back. Bring your knees back to the middle before repeating the same movement on the other side. An alternative to this is to do it in sitting. Adopt a sitting position with your back straight, legs out wide and knees bent. Drop both knees to one side under control as far as comfortable. You may want to stretch them all the way to the floor, or you may only want to go a small way. Return to the start position and repeat to the opposite side. You can perform this stretch as many times as feels comfortable, up to 10 repetitions per side. This exercise provides a gentle stretch for the hips and lower back. Next is a hamstring stretch. Lie on your back with both of your legs straight. Bend the leg that you would like to stretch and bring your knee in towards your chest. Clasp your hands together behind your thigh. Allow your thigh to rest in your hands with your arms straightened. Keeping your upper body relaxed, slowly straighten your knee, bringing your foot up towards the ceiling. Hold the position when you feel a stretch at the back of your thigh. To ease off the stretch, bend your knee again. Repeat this as many times as is comfortable. An alternative in sitting is to sit towards the front of your chair with your toes pointing upwards. Straighten one leg out in front of you as far as comfortable. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg and then relax. Repeat as comfortable. Next is knee hugs, in lying or sitting. Bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor. Reach underneath your knee and pull in towards your chest as far as you can go comfortably. Hold this position for a few seconds, then repeat on the other side. You can also perform this in sitting. Start in a seated position with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Lift the knee of your affected leg up towards your chest using your arms. Hold and then relax. Let's move on to lumbar extensions. In lying, start face down on the mat or bed. Bend the elbows and bring your hands under your shoulders. Push your upper body up into an extended position only as far as comfortable. Keep your hips and thighs on the floor at all times. Hold this position for a few seconds and then lower. You can also do this in standing. Stand with your hands on your hips or supporting in the arch of your lower back. Lean your body backwards, trying to arch in the lower back as much as you can, lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Try to avoid allowing your hips to swing too far forwards. Hold this position before returning to the start. Next is bridging. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Tighten your buttock muscles and lift your hips up into the bridge position. Make sure you keep your hips up and level throughout the movement, and lower slowly. Next is a half side plank or a full side plank. Lie on your side and prop yourself up on your elbow. Bend your knees and lift your hips off the mat until you have a straight line from your knees to the top of your head. Hold this position for as long as you can. If this feels easy, you could straighten your legs out and have the weight through your feet. Hold for a few seconds as tolerated and then lower and repeat as comfortable. Remember to change sides. This exercise is excellent for building strength in your side muscles, your hips and your shoulders. Let's do a hip flexor stretch next. Stand holding a desk or a wall. Take one leg out behind you, lunging back and resting on the toes of that foot. Bend the front knee slightly and let the back knee also bend a little. Keep your upper body nice and tall without arching too much from the lower back. You should feel this stretch in front of the hip of the leg that has gone back. Hold for a few seconds and repeat on the other leg. For additional benefit, squeeze the buttock muscle on the side of the leg that is lunging backwards. Next is a quad stretch. Start in a standing position, use a desk for support and raise one leg behind you, grabbing hold of your ankle, your lower leg or even your trouser leg if needed. Try to keep the knees together so that the knee you're stretching doesn't come forwards or out to the side. Stand up nice and tall and feel the stretch in the front of your thigh. Hold for a few seconds and repeat on the other leg. Now let's do some squats. In standing, use a chair or table for support if you need. Keep your back straight, bend both knees into a squatting position. Your hips should travel backwards as you counterbalance by leaning your chest forwards. Push through your buttock muscles and thigh muscles as you return to standing, and repeat. Next is lunges. Standing straight with your arms to your side or on your hips, or holding onto your chair if you need. Take a step forwards on one leg and drop your hips directly down between both feet, bending both knees. Push back up to the starting position and repeat on the other leg. Keep your body upright and straight throughout the movement. Forward lunges work to strengthen the quadriceps muscles in the front of the thigh that are important for walking. Next is standing side flexions. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and place one hand on your hip. You can do this stretch with your hands by your sides, or if you prefer, extend the other hand up into the air, leaning over to the side, while you increase the stretch by pushing your hips in the opposite direction. Hold this position before you repeat on the other side. Next is thoracic rotations. Sitting on a chair or stool, cross your arms over your chest with your hands on your shoulders. Turn your upper body whilst following with your gaze. Hold for a few seconds, then repeat on the other side. An alternative is to do this on your hands and knees with hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Reach one arm under the other armpit and against the floor and allow your upper back to rotate. Then bring the arm back. With your arm bent, reach the elbow towards the ceiling. Next is deep lunge rotations. Start in a plank position with your hands under your shoulders and your legs and body straight back behind you. Step one leg forwards outside of your hands, sink your hips down towards the floor between both feet. Lift your hand closest to your front foot up and towards the ceiling. If you need to drop your back knee down, that's fine. Turn your upper body and head with the movement. Allow your head to follow the movement so your gaze looks out to the side. Return your hand to the floor, then step this leg back and repeat on the other side. We've got 2 exercises left. This one is child's pose, progressing into the downward dog position. Get onto your hands and knees and drop your buttocks back onto your heels. Stretch your hands forwards, dropping your head between your shoulders towards the floor. You'll feel a stretch through your back and upper arms. Place your toes on the mat and press your hips back and up towards the ceiling. Slightly bend your knees and lengthen the spine. Push the floor away from you and straighten out your legs, pressing your heels down to the floor. And then keep repeating as comfortable. Okay, the last exercise is some thoracic extension over the chair. So sit up straight on a chair, place your hands behind your head and extend your upper back over the top of the chair. Hold this position and then come back to the middle and then repeat the same thing. Well done, you've now completed our video. Please aim to try and do this a few times every week to see some improvements in your flexibility and strength.